So hello everyone and welcome to DevOps, and in this video we are going to learn about or the raw discussion about why you should not opt for the AWS. So this statement is for not for the learners so who are just learning the AWS. This question is more probably fit and good for the who just want to opt in their organization, which means if you're just planning to use AWS for your application deployments and all the stuff, so why you should not go with AWS? And this statement is not true for the AWS, it's statements true with the Azure as well and the GCP as well. So I love AWS, there is no doubt in that, but there are some of the problems you might be faced in the futures in the regarding of the money. So what I'm just saying right now, and so you will get all the answer in this video, so don't worry in that, and you will get understand so why not to be opt every time the AWS. So let's understand with a simple example. Let's suppose you have an application and you want to deploy that application on the web. Okay, so that's your main goal. And let's suppose your application have the front end plus backend, and it shares the database. So majorly not the if your application have the all the packages and is to the sum of the data, so we can just consider we need a bucket, okay, storage bucket. With that we need database service, it can be SQL or non-SQL. So that's the second thing. And the third thing will be like your server, that where your website will be hosted. So the goal is clear, so we need three things to run our application. So let's get started and let me show you one thing. And I take a scenario where you just want to have a visitor from India and you are just going to deploy the website in the India. So let's get started over here. So let's suppose first we choose the region. So I am on to this page like calculator.aws. So this is the AWS website where you can just calculate the estimate cost of your website. And let's search for the EC2 and let's configure this one. So let's suppose you have the constant use cases for the for a month, okay, and then we can just deciding how many of vCPUs and the VRAMs you will, sorry, not the VRAM, the vCPU and the RAM that will be required for this one. It can be VRAM as well, so it's the share as well. Okay, so don't worry in that. So let me show you one thing, like here it is. So here the instance type. Right now we are not going to choose the instance type, rather than we just going to select the CPU, vCPUs and the memory. So let's choose the vCPU for the 4 core. Let's suppose you have the this use cases and we just go for the 8 GB of RAM. So this is the things that so this is the configuration that we'll choose, like 4 core of vCPU and the 8 GB of RAM. Okay, and then we got a list of all the instances that will be available over here. So some are the EBS only, and some of the having NVMe SSD. So let's guess choose from the just go with the first one, like C6G extra large, okay, which have the storage class of EBS only, and its on demand cost will be over here. And as I just select this one, and so let me show you. So I have selected this application, not the application, this machine. And here you can also choose for the network performance, so you can just opt for the high performance network as per your need, like 1 Gbps or anything as you want to, as per your need of your application. So I'm not going to choose this one as of right now. So I have choose this machine, and let me scroll down. So here the payment option, if you just don't want to get a reservation for the 3 years 4 years, so you can use directly on demand instance. So that's the main thing, because in some cases you are not be aware of you are going to stay a long time in the long run, either your machine will increase in the load in the future as well. So you don't have the idea so how you're going to be scale in future. So maybe you are just hoping to use on demand instance, so you just use that one. And right now till the date we have almost cost for the 62 USD, okay, And okay, and there is option for the EBS as well. Let's suppose we have option to add the EBS, and let's suppose I have choose the like normal general purpose GP3 storage class storage with the IOPS. So let's skip this part, and instead of value I will say maybe you need something around 200 GB maybe, and you might be taking snapshot, or either we just skip for this one, and let's go for the data transfer. So we are just hoping that you will have some of the page. So the bandwidth is cost is totally like inbound is free in the AWS, and the outbound is charged. So we can just calculate according to your it's totally depend on your website, so how your website's page speed, so like page size and all the things will be calculated by that one. So we take a rough estimate of, we can just have almost for the outbound we take a 2 TB of bandwidth. Let's suppose 2 or 4 TB of bandwidth. Okay, like 2 TB, or let's go for the 4 TB. Okay, so as you can see right now, so here the option for data transfer 2, and here we have 3 options like internet, and for the Amazon cloud front it's the free, all other regions. Let's suppose if we just not off for the all regions, so here you can see the bill right now it's almost 432 USD, and if I change to the cloud front, so it's the $80. Okay, but this is the dynamic. Okay, so it will be going to change. So from the internet is still going to be 528. So it's totally depend on like how your outbound is set. Like if we are serving your all the content via the cloud front, so you don't have to pay the outbound too much. But if in not that case, if you're not serving any content via the cloud front, then you have to pay almost for $528. So we take a scenario where we are not using any kind of CDN. I know that we have to use that one, but we take a scenario where we just not opt for the CDN, or either you can just opt for as well. But still, if you just going to opt for this one, so you are just going to pay the 80.44 USD, and if you just calculate this one, it's almost for the 6,000 rupees per month charges. Okay, that's pretty much. So what we have choose right now, so let me show you. So we have choose 4 core of vCPU with 8 GB of RAM and 200 GB of storage. And for this one, like we have 4 TB of bandwidth on the Amazon cloud front, and we have to pay $80.44. And this is not a true value, but still we get the estimate number over here. So is anything better option over this one? I say yes. So let me show you one thing as well. So we have another player in the game, it's a DigitalOcean, and mostly people are familiar with the DigitalOcean, and they provide a lot of services. And with that we have the Droplet one. If you just go to the Droplet appset, so it's have the like so many options, and if you just opt for the like general purpose and what for machine configuration, so it has almost 4 GB of 8 GB of RAM and 4 core of vCPU. So we just go with the this one. I think 16 GB is properly paired up, so we just opt for the 16 GB. Okay, 16 GB and T4 extra large. Okay, so the cost will be like 83.62. So let me just get a quick overview. It's almost 7,1112, and as you can see right now, so if you just choose this machine, like similar one, 16 gigs of RAM, 4 core of CPU with having the 5 TB of bandwidth, and the like storage is still cheap. As we can see right now, it's the 50 GB, but the pricing we are just going to pay is the $126. And you might be thinking, so why this is the pricing is too much? Okay, So the main thing was, if I just change this pricing to $5, 5 TB per month, and if you just choose the standard price, so this cost will be almost 54,000 rupees INR. And for this case, this included with the 10,000. So not you are in the 100, in the mostly in the cases you are not going to use the cloud front, so you have to get the all the data via the internet. So this is the cost just you have to pay, like 643 USD. That's huge. Okay, so here I am just showing right now, so what the different. And one thing I just want to clearly mention over here, so nobody has sponsored me for this video, so I'm just making this video from my perspective, and I just want to share my viewpoint on this one. So as you can see right now that the costing is too much. I have to show another player as well in the market. It's similar to the Vulture. I'm just make a chaos in the name. So it's similar to the DigitalOcean. It's named called as Vulture. So Vulture is one of the great player in the market right now. So it performs very well, and yeah. So they don't have the like this option for the where it is. So they don't have the option for the 4 core. I think they have some mismatch over here in the instance, but you can just take a closer look. And if you just take the higher machine as well, then still it's more than like affordable. As you can see that right now, if you just choose a 6 core of vCPU with 16 GB of RAM, and you get the 5 TB of bandwidth, and this is the pure bandwidth, and you get the 320 GB of storage with $80 per month. Okay, so you have to pay only $80, and this is the fixed pricing. You don't have to pay anything extra over here. And if you just talk about this one, I know that this is a too much lesser SSD that you just got in the DigitalOcean, and you just might thought this is the better option. Yes, the Vulture is a better option rather than choosing the droplets of DigitalOcean. And not only this one, so if you just want to increase the sizes, so we are just hoping to increase the to the what we have right now. Okay, so I'm just got sec. So here it is. So we have get a 320, like we are already getting the 120 GB extra. So still you just get the better storage with the better price option. And you are thinking, so why we are just going to use the Vulture? So it's how the performance is one of the best. And if you just talk about the location, so it's have the more than 32 locations. And once again, I'm not sponsored by anyone, I'm just telling my own opinions over here. And it's have the like so many options for you as well. So like you can just opt for the MySQL database. So this is the managed service by the Vulture. So here you can just opt for. And once again, there is one better option having from the both ones. So you are might be thinking, so which one? So I just want to introduce for the Hersner. May some of you are aware of this one or not, I'm not sure about, but this is the service. It's one of the best right now in the market. So why I'm just saying right now. So let me show you the pricing plan. So see the pricing. Okay, but I just want to clarify one thing before just go on and tell about the all things of the Hersner. Like the Hersner provides the data center is limited to the Europe, and recently they have create a new data center in the USA. Okay, so you have limitation on the data center, so you don't get the choice too much like Vulture and DigitalOcean. So Vulture have too much data centers rather than the DigitalOcean. But if you just take a closer look, and this time the pricing is a phenomenal. And if we just talk about the same machine that we are just offer the AWS is for cost around 643 USD. So in the DigitalOcean, the same machine it costs around 126 USD. And the same thing in the Vulture, we just where it is, it's cost around almost the $80 something. And in the Hersner, the same machine is cost around almost 12 euro. And if we just convert this one, so it's less than 1000 rupees. So you can just see right now the number is too much higher, like where the 54,000 and where it is the 1,000. So this is the price, and with that just check out the bandwidth. So they provide almost 20 TB of bandwidth. And yeah, they have come over some of the recent changes over here, on not in the Europe one but in the US plan. They have reduced the bandwidth from 20 TB to the 1 TB. So in the Europe site now, right, they have don't make so many changes over here in the bandwidth. So maybe in the future they can be changed, but still this is very cheap and affordable. So right now this pricing is for IPv4, and if I just enable the IPv6, you can just see right now this pricing is dropped to 11 like almost $12. So you have just pay the 50 cents. If you just don't want to have the chaos with the IPv6, you can just go for the IPv4, and you have to just pay for the 12.49 cents 49 euros. And the one thing I just want to share with you is, like in the AWS they have charge for the extra for the static IP. So they have changed the policy, and the both one also come with the free static IP, so you don't have to worry in the DigitalOcean and the Vultr as well, and the same for the Hearthstone as well. So the pricing is too much, and all the three providers that I show you right now, including the Hearthstone, so they come with the shared one, like vCPU. We don't call it as a CPU, we call it as a vCPU. As you can see, the vCPU, so which means that this is a shared one, so you don't have the dedicated resources. But in the Hearthstone, and if we just talk about the only AWS, if we just want for the dedicated hardware, so the cost will be like so much. And as you can see that if we just change to this tenancy with the dedicated host, and as you can see right now, so let me go for the on demand, and let's choose this machine, like what we are just offered, and 16 cores, 8 cores. I think they have the like only, okay, on demand. And as you can see right now, we don't include the bandwidth as well. Still the rate we get, we have to pay almost 832 USD, and this cost is not included the bandwidth as well. So you see the pricing change. This is the dedicated right now. And if we just talk about the Hearthstone, and if we just go for dedicated options, as you can see right now, the machine that we are just paying right now for the AWS for the 12 core of CPU, okay, and the this is the maximum vCPU for 12 and physical core of 6. We can consider as a 6 core, and if you just offer the like 8 cores as well, but still you are just getting the 30 TB of bandwidth with the 240 GB of SSD. This is the NVMe SSD, and you are just paying the 50 euro. This is less than 5,000 rupees. So this is the thing I just want to show you, and why it is necessary to not offer AWS every time. I know it sounds so best in class, like affordable, sorry, not the affordable, I want to say very fancy term, AWS, we are hosted on the AWS, but in the sake of this one, you just paying too much for this, for your resources. So I just think that if you have the like specific requirement, just don't look up with these three providers like AWS, GCP or Azure. Just go ahead, explore the more option in the market. Though the three players I just show you, one of the best, and what I like about their services, I personally like Vultr and the Hearthstone. And the DigitalOcean is still good, so if you just want to, you can just go right now and you can just change. And also they have not only provide this one, so they provide the other services as well, and they have the web hosting as well. So if you just want to, you can just go ahead and use that one. So yeah, and also they have the storage bucket. So this is I think they have the S3 compatible storage, and still they have almost off, if you just off for the 1 TB and the 1 TB of traffic, still you have to just pay the $5 €5. So this is the also S3 compatible, so you don't have to worry for the compatibility if your application still work with the S3. So it's going to support all the like commands with the S3 as well, like with this bucket as well. And similar for the Vultr and DigitalOcean, both support the like storage bucket with the S3. So S3 compatible both are, so you don't have to worry for this one. So that's pretty much for this one. I know most of the people is not talk about this of the scenarios and this about the costing too much, but I want to share the some of the insight of the how you not should opt for AWS every time. So that's pretty much for this video. If you have any doubt or if you have any suggestion to make video on another some of the in detail guide or some of the raw discussions, let me know in the comment section, and see you guys in the next one.